Have you ever stopped to think that the last digit of your birth year could contain surprising information about your spiritual life? Something so simple, seemingly random, could be connected to profound and powerful messages left by one of the most enigmatic and revered saints in history, Padre Pio. What if I told you that this number could reveal hidden aspects of your spiritual journey, open doors to a greater understanding of your life purpose, and perhaps offer answers to questions you've been carrying around for years? Type in the comments, "Padre Pio, give me wisdom." This is not just another video about spirituality. What you are about to discover is something much greater. Imagine knowing that, from the moment you were born, a simple number already held the key to understanding profound aspects of your character, your mission, and even the trials you would face throughout your life. And the most impressive thing? Padre Pio, with his heavenly wisdom and miraculous gifts, left clues that can help us interpret this information and guide us on a path of spiritual growth. Throughout this video, you will understand the powerful connection between the last digit of your birth year and Padre Pio's spiritual messages. We will explore in detail how each number carries a specific meaning. Please do not be selfish and help as many people as possible by sharing this video. If you have ever wondered if your path in life has a greater purpose, if there is a reason for certain challenges and achievements that you have experienced, this video may be the missing piece to understand this journey. But that's not all. We will show real examples of people who discovered profound insights by delving into the spiritual meaning of their number and how it transformed their lives. To better understand the surprising significance that the last digit of your birth year can have on your spiritual journey, we must first learn about the life of one of the Catholic Church's most venerated and enigmatic saints. Padre Pio was born in the small town of Pietrelcina, Italy. Padre Pio, whose baptismal name was Francesco Forgione, demonstrated a deep commitment to faith from an early age. His spiritual path was not ordinary. He stood out for his rigorous practices of prayer, penance, and total surrender to God. Padre Pio's life was marked by extraordinary events that defy human comprehension. Among the spiritual gifts attributed to him were the stigmata, marks on his hands, feet, and sides that mirrored the wounds of Christ on the cross. Padre Pio's stigmata were one of the most emblematic features of his life and attracted worldwide attention. However, he never sought fame or recognition for these phenomena. On the contrary, Padre Pio always emphasized humility, stating that everything he did was by the grace of God. Another of the spiritual gifts attributed to him was bilocation, that is, the ability to be in two places at the same time. Various accounts suggest that while he was physically present in his monastery in Italy, he also appeared to people in different parts of the world, bringing comfort and spiritual healing. These experiences, along with his ability to read hearts, that is, the ability to know people's deepest thoughts and intentions without them speaking, reinforced the idea that Padre Pio was a truly special man, chosen by God to carry out a divine mission. Padre Pio's influence was not limited to those who visited him personally. He also received thousands of letters from all over the world asking for prayers, advice, and divine intercession. Despite his frail body and constant physical suffering, he dedicated hours each day to answering these letters and praying for those who sought his help. His deep dedication to prayer and personal sacrifice was a testament to his unwavering faith and his desire to serve God and others. Padre Pio's story is full of miracles. Many people reported extraordinary physical and spiritual healings after. Numbers have played a significant role in spiritual traditions throughout history, often being associated with symbols, metaphors, and divine messages. Within Christianity, the importance of numbers can be found in various biblical accounts and spiritual practices. Numbers are used not only to mark events, but also to convey deep and eternal spiritual truths. The Bible is full of examples where specific numbers have powerful symbolic meanings. For example, the number 7 is widely recognized as the number of perfection and completeness. At the creation of the world, God rested on the seventh day, and the number 7 is seen as the expression of divine perfection. Another number with a deep spiritual meaning is 40, which symbolizes periods of trial and preparation. The flood that cleansed the earth lasted 40 days and 40 nights, and Jesus spent 40 days in the desert being tempted before beginning his public ministry. These numbers represent more than mere quantities. They encapsulate universal spiritual principles of renewal, redemption, and overcoming. Within the Christian context, although numerology, the spiritual study of numbers, is not as widespread as in other traditions, there are scholars who explore the symbolic meaning of numbers and their relationship to biblical teachings. This approach should not be confused with superstition, but rather as a way of understanding the divine messages hidden in certain patterns. Each number carries with it a spiritual essence and can provide insights into our life journey, our personality, and even our spiritual destiny. It is in this context that we enter into the meaning of the last digit of your birth year. Although it may seem simple and insignificant, this number can be seen as a symbol. Each number has a unique meaning, and understanding what the last digit of your birth year represents can open up new perspectives on your life. The number 3, for example, is often related to the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and is deeply rooted in the foundations of the Christian faith. It can suggest a spiritual life strongly connected to the Trinity and a greater closeness to God. When we come to the number 4, it symbolizes stability and solid foundations, suggesting that a person with this number at the end of their birth year may have a strong spiritual foundation and be rooted in solid values. The number 5, commonly associated with divine grace, indicates an abundance of spiritual blessings. As we continue to explore the meanings of each number, we understand that the number 6, for example, reflects humanity and service to others. It is related to compassion and spiritual responsibility towards the well-being of others. The number 7, as mentioned earlier, represents spiritual perfection, suggesting a journey towards holiness. The number 8 symbolizes rebirth and new spiritual beginnings, while the number 9 is related to fulfillment and the accomplishment of a life purpose. These interpretations can be seen as guides to understanding our own life journeys. Therefore, by reflecting on the last digit of the year of birth, we can begin to realize that numbers, in their simplicity, have a much greater meaning. They offer us a symbolic key to understanding our life and the spiritual purpose we are destined for. Connecting the last digit with Padre Pio. Now that we understand the importance of numbers in spirituality, we can explore how the last digit of your birth year can be directly related to the inspiring messages of Padre Pio. This saint, known for his extraordinary spiritual gifts and his life dedicated to prayer, humility, and service, offered a new perspective on how we see our existence and the divine influences that shape our lives. The connection between the last digit of the year in which you were born and Padre Pio's teachings can reveal deep aspects of your spirituality and purpose. Each number, from 0 to 9, carries a distinct spiritual meaning that reflects personality traits, challenges, and opportunities for spiritual growth. And by relating these meanings to Padre Pio's messages, we find clear guidelines for living a life of faith and purpose. Digit 0, the complete cycle and spiritual renewal. The number 0 represents a complete cycle, the beginning and the end, a starting point and a point of return. In the context of Padre Pio's teachings, this number is associated with the idea of continuous renewal of faith. Padre Pio always encouraged his followers to renew their promises to God on a daily basis, constantly seeking to begin again. The number 0 suggests that a person is destined to go through cycles of spiritual transformation with new beginnings after each trial. Digit 1. New beginnings and spiritual courage. The number 1 is associated with new beginnings, which aligns with the messages of hope that Padre Pio transmitted. He believed that, regardless of spiritual obstacles or falls, there is always the opportunity to start again. People born with the digit 1 as the last number of their birth year may feel a call to take on a position of spiritual leadership, facing challenges with courage and trust in divine providence. Digit 2. Balance and spiritual community. The number 2 symbolizes balance and harmony and reflects the importance of applying these meanings in your life. Now that you understand the meaning of the last digit of your birth year and how it relates to Padre Pio's messages, it's time to reflect on how to apply these teachings in your life. Each number reveals unique aspects of your personality and spiritual journey, offering clues on how to overcome challenges and grow in your faith. For example, if your number is 1, perhaps it's time to embrace new beginnings by leading with courage. If your number is 7, you may feel a call to seek greater spiritual perfection by dedicating yourself more to prayer and holiness. Regardless of the number, the important thing to remember is that these characteristics are guides to better understanding your purpose and the path God has prepared for you. Start by reflecting on the key moments in your life and see how the meaning of your number aligns with your experiences. Use these lessons to guide your daily decisions, strengthen your faith, and live by the values that Padre Pio exemplified: prayer, humility, and trust in God. In doing so, you may discover a life of greater purpose and spiritual peace. Stories of people impacted. Over the years, many people have discovered how the last digit of their birth year, combined with Padre Pio's teachings, can transform lives. These inspiring stories reveal how applying these meanings can bring clarity, spiritual renewal, and a sense of purpose that once seemed distant. Let's start with the story of Mary, whose last digit is 3. She had always felt connected to spirituality, but something was missing from her journey. Upon discovering that the number 3 is related to the Holy Trinity, Mary began to dedicate more time to prayer and to deepen her relationship with God. This new practice brought peace and clarity to her life, and she felt more aligned with her spiritual purpose. John, whose last digit is 7, had always sought perfection, but his life seemed full of obstacles. By understanding that the number 7 symbolizes the search for holiness, he accepted that challenges are part of spiritual growth. This changed his perspective, helping him to find the strength and motivation to continue his journey of faith. Anna, with the number 9, lived in search of fulfillment. When she understood that this number is linked to fulfilling a purpose, she realized that she needed to invest more time in helping others, something that the importance of faith and reflection. Regardless of the final digit of your birth year, one thing is certain: faith and reflection are fundamental pillars for a meaningful spiritual life. Padre Pio always taught that the true spiritual journey requires a deep connection with God, sustained by prayer, humility, and trust. These timeless teachings can be applied to anyone at any stage of life. Faith, according to Padre Pio, is not just believing in something greater, but living that belief in every aspect of daily life. He emphasized that prayer is the key to facing difficulties and maintaining a connection with God. Humility is another essential virtue because it helps us to recognize our weaknesses and depend on divine grace to overcome trials. Now that you understand the meaning of the last digit of your birth year and its relationship to spirituality, it's important to take some time for reflection. How do these meanings apply to your life? What spiritual challenges or opportunities have you experienced that may be connected to your number? Reflection is a powerful process that allows you to better understand the paths that God is showing you. From this reflection, you can develop a spiritual action plan. This could include increasing the time you dedicate to prayer, seeking out more moments of silence and meditation, or even getting involved in activities that strengthen your faith, such as volunteering or reading religious texts. By applying these teachings in practice, you will strengthen your relationship with God and find a deeper purpose. Remember, Padre Pio taught us to live a life of total surrender to faith, believing in the transformative power of prayer and the importance of trusting in God, regardless of the circumstances. By adopting these principles, you will be better prepared to face spiritual challenges and find inner peace. The central moral of this roadmap is that our spiritual journey is intimately connected to both the universal teachings of faith and the unique details of our life, such as the last digit of our birth year. Just as numbers have deep symbolic meanings in spirituality, our lives are filled with signs and messages that guide us towards a greater purpose. By understanding the meaning of these numbers, now that we've explored the fascinating connection between the last digit of your birth year and Padre Pio's spiritual messages, it's possible to see how seemingly simple elements can carry deep meaning in our life journey. Numbers, often seen only as mathematical representations, play a much more significant role in spirituality. They offer us clues about our personality traits, our challenges, and the opportunities God presents us with to grow spiritually. Padre Pio, with his example of a life full of miracles, sacrifices, and an unwavering devotion to prayer, showed us that spirituality is built daily, with small acts of faith and great moments of reflection. Through his messages, he reminds us of the importance of maintaining a constant connection with God, using prayer as our refuge and guide in times of uncertainty. The meaning of the last digit of your year of birth is another of those spiritual tools we can use to get closer to a fuller life aligned with divine teachings. This video isn't just about numbers or spiritual trivia. It is an invitation to reflect more deeply on your life, its challenges, and its blessings. Perhaps the final number of your birth year represents an opportunity to start afresh, strengthen your faith, or even find peace in difficult times. Whatever the meaning, what really matters is how you apply these teachings to your daily life. It is through this daily practice that your faith will be strengthened and you will find greater clarity about your purpose. Now is the time to act. Reflect on what you have learned, meditate on how these meanings have manifested themselves in your life so far, and use these lessons to guide your next decisions. Ask for Padre Pio's intercession on your journey, and trust that God, in His infinite wisdom, is guiding your steps. Remember Padre Pio's famous phrase, "Pray, have faith, and don't worry." These words sum up the path to a balanced and peaceful spiritual life. Prayer is the link that unites us to the divine. Faith is the force that keeps us firm, and the absence of worry is the result of fully trusting in God. Finally, if this video has brought value to your life, don't forget to share these messages with others. Subscribe to the channel for more reflections that can transform your spirituality and strengthen your relationship with God. Let's continue this journey together, discovering new meanings and deepening our faith every day. Now that we've explored the fascinating connection between the last digit of your birth year and Padre Pio's spiritual messages, it's possible to see how seemingly simple elements can carry deep meaning in our life journey. Numbers, often seen only as mathematical representations, play a much more significant role in spirituality. They offer us clues about our personality traits, our challenges, and the opportunities God presents us with to grow spiritually. Padre Pio, with his example of a life full of miracles, sacrifices, and an unwavering devotion to prayer, showed us that spirituality is built daily, with small acts of faith and great moments of reflection. Through his messages, he reminds us of the importance of maintaining a constant connection with God, using prayer as our refuge and guide in times of uncertainty. The meaning of the last digit of your year of birth is another of those spiritual tools we can use to get closer to a fuller life aligned with divine teachings. This video isn't just about numbers or spiritual trivia. It is an invitation to reflect more deeply on your life, its challenges, and its blessings. Perhaps the final number of your birth year represents an opportunity to start afresh, strengthen your faith, or even find peace in difficult times. Whatever the meaning, what really matters is how you apply these teachings to your daily life. It is through this daily practice that your faith will be strengthened and you will find greater clarity about your purpose. Now is the time to act. Reflect on what you have learned, meditate on how these meanings have manifested themselves in your life so far, and use these lessons to guide your next decisions. Ask for Padre Pio's intercession on your journey, and trust that God, in His infinite wisdom, is guiding your steps. Remember Padre Pio's famous phrase, "Pray, have faith, and don't worry." These words sum up the path to a balanced and peaceful spiritual life. Prayer is the link that unites us to the divine. Faith is the force that keeps us firm. And the absence of worry is the result of fully trusting in God. Finally, if this video has brought value to your life, don't forget to share these messages with others. Subscribe to the channel for more reflections that can transform your spirituality and strengthen your relationship with God. Let's continue this journey together, discovering new meanings and deepening our faith every day.